If laws can be changed behind your back, then taxed into your life, what exactly is left of your democracy? Follow Trend Fusion, subscribe, like and share this video because what is unfolding around Nigeria's new tax laws is bigger than taxes. It is about power, accountability, and whether citizens still matter in their own country. Nigeria's government is pushing ahead with sweeping tax reforms, insisting there is no going back. Taiwo Oyedele, chairman of the Presidential Committee on Fiscal Policy and Tax Reforms, has made it clear that January 1st, 2026 is a non-negotiable deadline for the implementation of the Nigerian Tax Act and the Nigeria Tax Administration Act. According to the government's narrative, these reforms are designed to ease the burden on ordinary Nigerians. They claim that 98% of workers will pay little or no personal income tax, that 97% of small businesses will be exempt from key taxes, and that even large corporations will see reduced rates, all in the name of growing the economy and expanding compliance. On paper, that sounds like relief. In reality, Nigerians are not buying it. The controversy exploded when a member of the House of Representatives, Abdul Samad Dasuki, raised a disturbing alarm. He alleged that the tax bill passed by the National Assembly was not the same version that was later gazetted and presented to Nigerians as law. According to him, provisions appeared that lawmakers never debated or approved, including expanded powers for tax agents, powers that could allow arrests, asset seizures, and enforcement actions that many see as draconian. That single revelation cracked open what many Nigerians now describe as a constitutional scandal. The National Assembly responded by ordering a review of the process and directing that the original versions of the laws be re-gazetted. And that is where the problem deepens. Legal practitioner and public interest advocate Chief Malcolm Omerahobo did not mince words. His position is blunt. Re-gazetting a law that has been altered is not reform, it is a constitutional cover-up. In simple terms, he argues that once a bill is passed by Parliament and assented to by the President, any alteration afterward is illegal. Not an error, not a typo, illegal. In legal language, he says, it fits the definition of forgery. This is the heart of the outrage. A law must be exactly what lawmakers passed. Presidential assent does not magically cleanse an altered document. A gazette does not create law, it only records it. If what is gazetted is not what Parliament approved, then the so-called law collapses under its own weight. Ordering a re-gazette without investigation or consequences is seen by critics as an admission that Nigerians were subjected to a law they never consented to through their representatives. And yet, there has been no suspension, no prosecution, no clear answers. Who altered the document? When did it happen? Under whose authority? Why is no one being held accountable? These questions hang in the air unanswered while the government insists implementation will proceed. This is why many Nigerians are saying something deeper and more painful. If this policy is implemented under these circumstances, then we have failed as citizens. Because this is no longer just about tax rates, it is about precedent. If tax laws can be altered quietly today and corrected later with a re-gazette, what stops the same thing from happening to electoral laws tomorrow, or criminal laws, or laws governing property, speech, and personal liberty? This is how democracies erode, not always through tanks on the streets, but through bureaucratic indifference and silence. Public reaction has been fierce and divided. Supporters of the reforms argue that misinformation is driving unnecessary panic and that the intent of the law is progressive. Critics respond that intent is irrelevant when process is corrupted. You cannot build trust on illegality. You cannot ask people to comply with a system that does not comply with its own constitution. The anger is amplified by Nigeria's lived reality. Nigerians are being told to prepare for tighter tax enforcement while watching politicians live extravagantly, fly private jets, and loot public funds with little consequence. Just recently, allegations surfaced that former Attorney General Abubakar Malami was linked to assets worth over 212 billion naira. Cases like this fuel the belief that taxes are not about development, but funding a political class that already takes too much. Fuel subsidy was removed with promises of visible improvements. Nigerians are still waiting. Inflation is crushing households, jobs are disappearing, insecurity is everywhere. And now, instead of accountability, citizens are being told to tighten their belts again, under laws whose legitimacy is being questioned. This is why the phrase "we have failed as citizens" is trending, not because Nigerians refuse to pay tax, but because taxation without trust, transparency, and constitutional order feels like punishment, not policy. People are asking, why is compliance demanded from the powerless, while lawlessness by the powerful is treated as a minor inconvenience? The government says collaboration is ongoing. Lawmakers say they will work together. Committees are reviewing documents. But Nigerians are watching closely because the real test is not in press statements. The real test is accountability. Without consequences, there is no deterrence. Without deterrence, there is no rule of law. And without the rule of law, Nigeria is not a republic. It is just a territory managed by convenience. This moment will define more than tax policy. It will define whether citizens still have a voice or whether laws can be rewritten after the fact and imposed anyway. Nigerians are angry, not because they hate reform, but because reform built on forgery, alleged or proven, is not reform at all. Follow Trend Fusion, subscribe, like and share this video, because what is unfolding around Nigeria's new tax laws is bigger than taxes. It is about power, accountability, and whether citizens still matter in their own country.